Welcome to Optimistic Perspective with yours truly, Alethia, Colombian born, Australian based artist. Remember, we are energy, and what we project, we attract. Stay positive, open your heart, and step through the doors that are waiting for you. ¡Vamos! Hi there, this is Alethia, and welcome to Optimistic Perspective. This is our episode number 1. And to start, I want to introduce myself. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I have been living in Australia for about 8 years. I am originally from Colombia. That's why I have this beautiful accent. Thank you. And it's been a beautiful journey being in another country and also a crazy one as well. One of the things that is beautiful when you live, I guess, that far from your country is that you actually start to like fall in love even more with your own roots. It's something quite magical, especially in a place like Australia that is so multicultural. I've been in the industry doing stuff since I was very young. I started doing musical theater, and then later on I decided just to write my music and do all this. And then through COVID, I experienced a pretty hard time. I experienced as well depression. I know there was a time that was pretty hard for most of us, but it was as well a beautiful time. I truly was able to connect with my purpose and the reason why I always, I guess, wanted to write and create music. I started to realize that I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I was just writing songs and releasing things, and I was just doing it because I thought that's what I needed to do and that's what I had to do. Since I was little, I knew that I wanted to make music, and mom and dad were always very supportive. But with that also came that sort of like pressure and that sort of like feeling of having to do that no matter what. And I was always putting those things I wanted to do first than myself. Um, and in 2020, that everything stopped, I just didn't see the point, and I wanted to stop everything. And I was like, maybe I'm not gonna do music again, and blah blah blah. It wasn't true. Yes, I came back to do music again, but I realized that music always has been in my life and it's been helping me and it's been healing me and is the way that I can connect the most with others, and is the way that I get to process my emotions and the experiences that I have in a very deep level. And when I realized that, I also find out that the reason why I wanted to keep going with this is because I saw the healing element. Power of that is what got me to realize that I wanted to do music. If we've been through hard things, and if I have been through hard stuff, and I'm out of that depression, and now I'm continuing with my career and doing the things that I want, then you can do it as well. I think the important thing is to find something you feel passionate about, and that it gives you a big motivation to continue. Life is not easy sometimes, but if we take the decision of seeing it in a positive way, I can promise you that you'll find the things that you need and you find the way to get to where you want. And this is why this podcast, I decided to call it Optimistic Perspective. Um, and I guess it was born from a lot of years of being asked, how are you so positive? People that I used to work, students that I teach, always have like these sort of comments, and they're like, but how is you are like this? So like, oh my God, like they know that they cannot say things like, oh, I cannot do that, or like this is too hard or whatever, because I'll stop them straight away and I'll be like, what did you just say? And sort of make them realize the power of our words and how important it is to use the right words and believe that we can achieve those things that we want. And that's why I was like, you know what? I think this has to be the name of the podcast. I believe that we see life through those lenses, then everything is easier. And in order to do that, I also want to bring to you exercises and tools that have helped me and shaped me in my journey and that are still helping me to get to those hard moments and to continue in that optimistic perspective. I'll be sharing a new album every episode, a new book, and also I'll be inviting a guest to talk about their own stories, their own life journeys, to talk about things like immigration, things like depression, and relationships and dynamics, but also creative processes and things like that. I'm gonna be sharing a episode every 2 weeks. I'll go then to share the album for this first episode, and it's called Slomo. It's an album by Fat Freddy Strop that I really like. If you haven't heard this band before, I really recommend you to go and have a good listen to them. They have from jazz to sort of R&B tracks to more reggae stuff. Like it's just incredible and beautiful mix of horns and keys and oh my god, like the vocals of Joe, the vocalist, are just incredible. I watched them live last year and it was just absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite songs from this album is called Getting Late. It's pretty cool and groovy. And then one of my favorite songs from them is actually called Hope. Is beautiful. Reminds me of the power of music. And then for the book is this one here. It looks a little bit ugly because I've been taking it everywhere. Becoming Supernatural. And in fact, I haven't finished it. I'm sort of like halfway through now. Incredible book by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Crazy ideas and these incredible and powerful ways of seeing life. And there's a lot of exercises, there's a lot of studies where you can see how we can get to get the things we want through just changing the way we think and through manifesting and through doing meditation is just incredible. So I really recommend it. And before we go, I want to invite you to get ready for the next episode and for my special guest. I'm not going to tell you who that is. Keep connected and thanks again for having a listen. This is Alethia and this is Optimistic Perspective, and see you in the next episode. Beso, ciao.